Welcome back, fellow lords of gaming, to another episode of Marvel's Avengers. Yes, I know that there has been some updates with Marvel Future content, Marvel Future Revolution content in terms of magic, and I promise I'm going to bring you some content from there. But until then, hit that like and subscribe button so that way you get notified when the channel does these updates. But right now I want to jump into Marvel's Avengers because today was the content November update content live stream, and it was a doozy. It was actually very refreshing and highly entertaining. So let's jump right into that. Basically, the stream started at about 12 o'clock today, and we got a lot of information about the new Klaw raid, the discordant raid, and we actually got a bigger reveal on Spider-Man, which, if you were disappointed from the way he looked because of the way IGN presented him, strap in, because he looked so much better inside this raid than anything I could imagine, and I'm being honest about that.
Hey guys, we have a visitor. Spider-Man's been fighting baddies in New York for like ever.
AIM's working on something big, like chemical weapons big.
There is
So now I really wish they did a better job at the stream platform, because I feel like I wish they would stop streaming on Twitch, because it's really weird. It's like we're getting this auto fucking formatting, but it's weird. Why are we getting 648p 60? We should be getting better than this. But overall, they showed a bunch of clips that you're seeing here in the background of some of the Marvel's Avengers discordant raid, and it looks really great. The description of what we've got coming for here looks amazing. Some people, Godslave, this is probably gonna piss them off because some of it, obviously all of it looks like it takes place within the mines of Wakanda, and we're fighting off against a giant Klaw. To be honest with you, doesn't piss me off as much as it does piss me off that we're fighting a giant boss like Klaw. I don't really like that. But the thing that was really amazing to me is, like you can see here, some of the Spidey play. IGN totally fucked Crystal Dynamics on this. Let me tell you guys, they totally screwed over Crystal Dynamics in the way they presented it. Basically, you see that there's some new information here on the different forms of the Klaw raid that's going inside here, the discordant raid. It looks a lot of fun. There's going to be some new costumes. They're going to also have some reworks in terms of leveling up characters, gear reworks in terms of how you level up individual pieces of gear, so that way you're not just wasting low-level gear in the game. I am uber excited about this after today's live stream. Now, we're not getting any new enemies, unfortunately, which is something I agree with some of the guys I was streaming with yesterday, is that this is probably one of Marvel's Avengers' greatest weaknesses, is, you know, heroes are only as good as their villains are, and we definitely need more villains inside of Marvel's Avengers. And you know, not B-list villains. Abomination and Taskmaster are B-list villains, even though they were just inside, you know, two AAA movies, you know, for the Hulk, Edward Norton, the Shang-Chi, and the Black Widow movie. But I gotta admit that I'm liking the way this raid is looking. You know, the holograms, the discordant sound, that are popping up in there. But we're gonna see how that plays out. I don't know that I have a group of people I can jump in and play this with, nor that I'm gonna be powerful enough on the PlayStation 5 to even jump inside this raid. I'm just really looking at getting a hand on some of the new gear reworks and stuff like that, because that's primarily where I think a lot of players are going to come into this, because they're going to be reintroduced into the game. They're probably not going to have as many champion levels as is required, but the gear reworks and stuff like that really sound phenomenal in terms of how we were acquiring resources and what we were using them for in order to promote our characters overall. They gave a lot of detail, so it was a really good live stream because they gave a great amount of detail on exactly what it is that we needed, the way that we're going to earn new cosmetics. All of that stuff was listed inside here, which is great. I would love to see other, you know, Marvel IP developers engaging the community the way that these guys do. We can tell that at the beginning of Marvel's Avengers, they did not have a strong hold on what they were producing in the game. The game definitely seemed like it was outside of the it definitely seemed like it was outside of the realm of what Crystal Dynamics is used to developing. But it seems like they're getting a hold on it as the team is basically coming back together from, you know, the big C, and they're starting to, you know, basically coalesce their efforts, that the game is seeing some upsides. They're listening to player feedback, which is really good for the game. It's in the same place, you guys got to remember, it's in the same place as like Marvel Future Revolution, Marvel's Avengers, and a lot of those games where the big C has reshaped the landscape of the world on a whole. But I think that overall that we're going to see these games not being given up on. Like, I don't see Marvel's Avengers going anywhere. Crystal Dynamics, Square Enix is not that kind of company. If you learn anything, and I've said this before, A Realm Reborn should let you know exactly the way Crystal Dynamics is going to view games. But let's jump into some of this Spider-Man content, because I think it's really important that players get to see the difference between what IGN presented to us and what we're actually getting. Like here, you can see a great difference in the way the traversal mechanics were looking inside the IGN review. Like, those guys fuck Crystal Dynamics. Like, if you look at the web swinging, is it as good as Insomniac Games? No, it's not. It's not. Let's not bullshit around. Insomniac Games, this is the one animation I still have the problem with, his little web flips. It's still a problem, right? But his overall animations and skills, these are not bad. Like, 100%, the character, it looks like he fits with inside Marvel's Avengers universe perfectly well. It's not a bad thing at all. So now I'm back to looking really forward to it. We basically got a rundown of his heroic abilities and some of his main tactic skills that he used. But we can look at the character and see that what we got, I don't know what is up with Crystal Dynamic and big butts. They seem to put them on the men, they seem to put them on the females. But I'm really looking forward to this character even more now. And basically, we've got a countdown. I promise to give you guys a live stream of the character, and you guys can jump in the comments and tell me, you know, I'm bullshitting you guys or whatever. But I'm really excited about what I got to see inside this stream today. The character does not look nearly as bad and stunted as he did inside the live stream, so the IGN reveal. So it's going to be pretty cool. I'm looking forward to this. Overall, they actually did a long conversation with the voice of Spider-Man, who, if you listen to the audio, I think he actually did a really good job. I'm dying for that to come through to the game, because I think it was really important. These are some of the developers that they actually have. So we got the combat developers specifically inside here. These are the kind of people we need. These are the kind of people we need. I'm still pissed off about Marvel Future Revolution's introduction of, you know, magic. Like, I feel like there's a lot of people riding high on what magic could possibly be, and, you know, without any kind of information. And basically, you know, it's December's right here, we're getting her release in December, but we still don't have any real clues about what she is. But people are so head over heels into this game, in some places, where they're just like, you know, riding high on magic basically coming to the game. I'm really not, because I don't plan on switching to magic whatsoever inside this game. I'm really excited about bringing you guys content for it, because I still like Marvel Future Revolution, but Magic is just not one of those characters that is necessarily going to be like a game-defining moment for me in terms of whether it will make or break me and make me want to play. I'll level her up to 105 or 100, whatever it is, and slowly get up to 110. The one thing that they released inside the dev note that I was excited about is that we are getting information about the way they're going to... They said they're going to return... Dark Soul to its former glory. I'm not really looking at that, but here we go. Like, this is the one animation for Spider-Man that I really hope they fix in the future, because it just looks terrible. His web thwipping, where he's just kind of strolling about, it just looks so static and so chewy. But his other mechanics right here, you can see they are much better than what IGN showed off. It's the one weakness of the game that I feel like, I'm like, why did they do this? Like, why did they let IGN be the you know, be the person for them? But the game overall here definitely doesn't look on par with Insomniac Games, but nor would I expect it to be. But he looks good. I think there's going to be a big mix in the community about him cloud swinging, but it is what it is. You basically had to choose. If you want to open door outside the world game, then you needed a big world for him. He's going to exist. Some of the costumes that he has, they look amazing. Like this costume, I think this is the Secret War costume, looks absolutely amazing. I'm dying to play with some of these with some of them in here. I'm excited. Let me know in the comment section, are you guys excited about seeing Spider-Man come to the PS5. Are you excited about some stuff? I'm going to talk to you guys more about this inside the stream. I am just uber excited about this after all. I definitely feel like I didn't give this a fair enough chance because IGN, please guys, never give IGN shit again. They fucked you over in a major way. Basically tempered, you know, expectations and tempered hype. Not a good look by these guys. Meanwhile, you guys released the actual game footage of somebody actually playing properly, and Spider-Man actually looks really good inside of your universe. Definitely not on par with Crystal Dynamics, I mean with the Insomniac games, but it looks good. All right guys, until next time, peace.